Ball across to Dylan. Now he double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Ooh, into the net.
She does it again.
Yes, van Dijksterberg are the champions of Europe. To come up with something here. She has a game. Surprise the keeper. What a comeback!
It is time to talk handball again. We conclude the Euro today. At this spin, we talk handball with one glorious guest who actually finally made it, Dominik Klein.
Hey!
Hello.
Great to see you. How have you been?
6 hours
Busy.
of 6 hours of handball in our public first channel. It was something special, but at the end we saw really good matches, huh?
Just for me to know about your schedule, how much time have you planned in for us?
10 minutes, if it's
All right,
okay.
all right. We will do that like that.
But don't focus on me. You're the best.
Yeah, well, we are just about to analyze the tournament a little bit, and it is great to get your expertise in for that. What's your rating, at least let's start with it, for this final? Was that one of the craziest finals that you have seen, or does it only rank in the top 10?
No, of course it was something special for me, also for this European Championships, because in the whole this European Championship is so big, so huge. We saw the 1 million spectators. So it was the right final for this big tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this tournament just deserved a final like this. I think it was a fantastic game. A final to be remembered in the next years, and I honestly think that the best team won today, because even though they had a worst goalkeeper saving percentage, they managed to win the game. They were all the time behind in the score in the second half, and they didn't panic. They stick to the game plan. So actually, in my opinion, it's a deserved victory for France today.
And the little stories for me also, the last European champion match for Nikola Karabatic, for example. Also on the other side, it can be for the Hans Lindberg, for example, or the first tournament for Samuel Bellassène, and he win this title with a big French team. So there are little stories. Yes. What makes it so great at the end.
Is Samuel Bellassène a top-notch goalkeeper? Because I would say the big goalies, they step up in the big matches, and if this wasn't one, I don't know what is.
He's young. He told me the story why he's come to be a big player. He was in a camp, at a trainings camp from Nikola Karabatic in his time when he played in Kiel. So we met each other in the Ostseehalle, in the big arena, and he was a little guy just to go as a goalkeeper in a training camp from his idol Nikola Karabatic. And of course, 10,000 people makes him something motivated to be one time there. And now imagine he is a goalkeeper from THW Kiel. He is here in the national team with his big idol, Nikola Karabatic. So there are a lot of motivation showing a run like this away from the little guy now to the top of our sport. It's so cool at the end.
Yeah, it's about consistency. You need to be consistent. And we spoke about the goalkeeper position in France at the beginning of the championship. I think they were okay. But I think that Samir Bellassène and Rémi Demonet, they can do even better than what they did. And still, France won the championship, so if they do better, it's going to be unfair.
What would have been your pick for the gold medalist ahead of the tournament? I mean, now it's easy to say France, but your honest prediction, who was going to take it home?
What was the goal of your answer again?
To hear about what you were predicting ahead of the tournament. So
before the tournament,
did you think that France is going to take it, or were you going with Denmark or even Germany?
We can check on the home of handball what he predicted.
For me, at the end, it's not possible. It's not the most important. Who is which team or which nation is it? At the end, we saw a big final round, also with the Swedish team, and the Germans are a little step more, and they have so much young players. For handball, it's just this motivation to step on. We have in Germany 2027, for example, the next World Championships, also the women 2025. So for us in Germany, it can be a really big way to the next ends, to getting the youth teams to the basics. So I like that, and it also goes to the other nations. Also, if they won all titles all around in Denmark or in France or maybe in Sweden with a bronze medal, we show them how cool it is to playing handball, and we need the kids for our sport, for every sport. So that's why I'm so cool that this big tournament here in Germany.
And you brought up the Germans there and the German future as well. 4 Youth World Championships, Yuri Knorr still being super young. What are you predicting for the near future for Germany?
I want to say Julian Köster is also for me a guy who will be the next step. Renas Uschins, for example, or David Speth.
Fischer.
For me, it will be the big thing, getting these experiences from these big matches. Also, instead of when we lost against Denmark in the semi-final, or also in the group phase against France, every experience helps the young players to getting the next step. So we will see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's stay at Germany there. Today was a little disappointing result for Germany, one can say. The hopes were high to take home the bronze medal and to qualify for the Olympics directly. What's the rating of the German tournament? So how will rate Germany this tournament finishing up in 4th?
Their big goal was to go to the semifinals, to be in the final round. They had it. Of course, there are 3 defeats now. Also, the team, the match against Croatia. But at the end, he decided to give this match away to have more power, more energy for the semifinal. Okay, but at the end, it's the next step for Alfred Gislason. Now he's going to be at the qualification tournament. They need to go to the Olympics also for the whole federation, to getting more money also in the structure. If you're going to the Olympics, you're on the top of the sport. So we need this also to doing this what happened now in Germany, to do it better and better with the little clubs.
Yeah, so you have been talking about those 1 million visitors actually coming to see the Euros. I think it was 1,008,000 and paar zerquetschte. So we have been looking at the highest attendance ever at a European Championship. Maybe some words over the organization of this tournament, because the upcoming 4 or the following 4 tournaments are all World Championships, and the Euro just pulverized it.
I can say something also about what happened before this tournament. It's not just like this 3 weeks. So it's a long time before. I'm working for the Federation of Bavarian Handball, for example, where we had a group phase, 2 groups in Munich. So you want to also to do the basic work in 3, 4, 5 months before, to go to the school, to prepare everything for a big tournament. Also, they were sold out on 5 days. In a group, in 2 groups in Germany, in Munich, where we're not the German team. So this is incredible. What kind of work is in it before such a big tournament?
Go ahead.
No, France is about to receive the.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna hear about some emotional moments in the background. The arena is still completely packed, I can tell you that. So almost nobody left their seats here. Maybe talking about the other nations there as well. Which which country surprised you the most?
The champions, my friend.
Oh Jesus, you got a lovely singing voice there on you. Oh my God, what can that man do? I'm actually impressed by that.
Look at this. Sorry for that, but we need this moment.
That is one for the eternity. The French guys are getting the trophy. Nikola Karabatic lifts it for the 5th time. That is historical. That is historically great. Are those numbers even believable?
Not for him. We had him in an interview now in our public channel. He said it's so crazy. He cannot think about it. That is his dream in the last European champion to win the title, to win the gold medal. and I think it's the 11th title in the whole World Champion and Olympic Games. So great guy. To have him also as a friend, we played together in Kiel, and it was so emotional for him. And now he wants to go the next. Yes.
Yeah, so absolutely a great guy. We did have him on the podcast as well, and he is just a glorious guy to talk to. Maybe just to close it off with that question that I started, which fan base actually stunned you the most? Was it the Faroe Islands coming here with 5,000 people, a tenth of their population? Was it 12,000 Danes going to Hamburg and screaming their team towards the semifinal?
And we have to say something about the Icelandic fans. They come 4,000 to Munich because they know that we give them a DJ and free beer. And in 2019, they made a really good tournament there, and then they come for 4,000. It was crazy, this group fest in Munich. And but at the end, really, it's for the whole Germans something very special to have also this 53,000 people in the world record match in Düsseldorf. That's unbelievable for all of our nation and for our sport.
100%. So if we just put that into relation, 10% of the Faroe Islands means for Germany that would be 8 million people. And now imagine that a handball world championship would be played on the Faroe Islands. They would sink. They would disappear from the map, actually.
But to be fair, I think that the best fan base, it was the German people. They showed us because they filled up all the arenas. I said to Mimi yesterday, because we saw each other, all the championships should be played in Germany because it's just a success. You know, it's guaranteed. It's like a guarantee stamp that the handball tournament is going to succeed in Germany.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the organization because it was amazing.
It absolutely did, and you are probably happy now that it's over as well, because the last 2 months you have been on my For You page all the time, so I cannot imagine how many media calls that was for you.
Yeah, that was really fun, and I'm sorry for that I come not just on the last day to you, but now I know it's because you're sweating here. It's like sauna. I don't know what happened with you guys.
Like that. But still, we got to relieve you here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your opinions. It was a great time here.
Thank you.
And thank you for having been around. You're always invited to come back.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, the guy with just so much spare time, he will probably come back soon. You actually know him quite well, don't you?
Well, we played against each other many times. He was one of those kind of players who you always like to play against because he was a fair player, a nice guy, and an amazing player. You always like to play against the best ones. So yeah, it was nice to play against him in the playing court, and now to be able to have a good relationship with him.
Yeah, so we are seeing the interviews are about to be held downstairs, and we will have a talk about them as well. But for the live podcast, we will probably cut them out here. So just a sec, I'll finish that one up. Just that you guys are not surprised when there is a little cut. Now you can go. Sorry.
Are you okay, Martin?
Yeah. I just didn't get asked any questions. I thought about saying because it might also be Mikkel Hansen's last European Championship. He said before the tournament, so we will see. I am okay. It's an extra time we lost against the undefeated team here, so.
A hug for Martin, and he deserved that one. Just say it again.
I am actually okay. Of course, I hope for Denmark to win, but well, it's a great final. Denmark were they up with 2 goals or something like that, and France bounced it back, and they missed a couple of shots. Samir had some saves, and I think it was the 2 best teams of the tournament who played against each other, and it showed throughout the game that I think nobody had a 3-goal lead throughout the game.
No,
I think it was only 1 or 2, either a draw, so that also says a lot. But yeah, it's crazy having in mind that Denmark won the goalkeeper battle easily compared to Samir Benazet, but maybe it's something with turnovers or shots over goal. I don't know, but you know what? Congratulations to France. You know, they will be there the next coming years, and I bet Denmark will as well. Also,
haven't we been talking about it ahead of the tournament that no no team ever did it undefeated in a tournament. That there always was one loss throughout the whole tournament.
But not this one.
Which one was it?
France.
Yeah. So that's what I was just about to say.
yeah.
France is. I am gonna fact check that, but France will be the first team to go through the Euro actually undefeated. How much of an achievement is that actually?
Well, to me, it's pretty amazing having in mind, that that European Championship is for me where you have the most teams with the equals level compared to, let's say, the World Championship. There are some teams from different countries where handball is not the biggest thing it is in Europe, and there are some great teams that also went out pretty early in the tournament that we didn't predict they would. Let's say just Serbia, for example, is one of them. Obviously that's unbelievable, but I'm not surprised that it's France. They have experienced player and a great team, but I didn't know it was the first time actually. To be fair.
So coming back and looking back to Denmark, how will the Danish media rate this tournament? Because the odds were quite clear for them ahead of the tournament.
At the moment it's probably going to be disappointed. Everyone will whenever they lose a final, but on the other hand, I'm also like, you made it to the final. You made it to the extra time. Sometimes it comes down to some few situations that's going to decide the outcome, and Denmark weren't good enough in this situation. France were, and then they won it. So let's also relax here. I know they were the favorites, but they were in the final and they made it to the extra time, and then they lost against a great French team. So who won't be disappointed when they lose a final? I get everybody will, but on the other hand, looking back from the tournament they also did great. They only lost before the final against Slovenia, where they rested a couple of players. But so. They wanted to win goals.
Let's go back a little bit to the predictions we made.
Yeah.
I predicted top scorer Aleix Gomez, of course not. You predicted MVP Gitzel.
Yeah.
Top scorer Gitzel.
Yeah.
So it's 1 for Martin, 0-0.
With that, it is.
Victory.
Uh-huh.
You predicted France or Denmark?
I think, that was the one. I went for Gitzel as MVP, even though he would lose the final.
Yes.
That was the storyline that I was telling. I went for France, you
Me
went
too.
2, and you went for Denmark. I mean, obviously you
That's
went.
even.
Yeah.
And then the dark horse.
Did you take Remeli?
No,
No.
he took
the dark horse.
Portugal. He took Portugal.
The dark horse.
Yeah.
I did Portugal.
I would still go for Austria there as the real
I
dark
agree.
horse of the tournament.
I agree. But if we would have to choose one of the dark horses that we chose,
Yeah,
it's Portugal.
it is Portugal, because I went for Martin Hanne. He did have his moments, but he didn't get too much playing time at all.
I will give you that if in terms of the three of us. Iceland won the last two, so they also, in some way, I did think.
Iceland was out already. So
But they still won the games.
Yeah, but still went with the 0.
Croatia was also out when they played against Germany and won with 10.
Yeah, and that's why they won't be my dark horse here either. So,
But they still need to win all the way out. I'm still agreeing on that Portugal had 6 points in the main round, Iceland only 4. Yeah, 5 probably. So they had a 1 point more, but I was not overwhelmed by Iceland. I'm not saying that, but they still managed to win the last 2 games. Also against the Austria team that had everything to play for that day.
Yeah.
So having that in mind.
So let's agree that I won the paddle game and I won the predictions tournament.
I don't know about the dark horse actually. I don't know about the dark horse.
From us,
Between the three of us.
from ours, I would give it to
And
him.
MVP, you had Gitzel, I had Dikamem, and you had.
I had Gitzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only remember that I mentioned Remeli, but I went with Dikamem for sure.
Yeah. So you absolutely didn't go for.
Absolutely,
David
it's.
Remeli.
I don't know about Dikamem.
Well, if there's something that you have to name, then you can't say that I didn't go not absolutely against him. You went for another one. That's why you went against him.
I would say if I said that I'm gonna pick Denmark as the favorites, but I disagree on. Agreeing on that France was also up there, then it would be a different thing. If I, for example, said that I think that Faroe Islands Ireland will be the European champion. But okay, Victor can have it. He won everything that we competed in so far, so it's not that good for the rest of us.
Getting the big guns out again, Jesus.
I'm only happy that I was capable of winning the game yesterday with him.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we are kind of somehow champions ourselves as well. We won the media tournament, and that was great too. It was great fun. Is there something more that you guys want to have a talk about in the podcast here?
I think that it was an amazing tournament, amazing show in the stands, because this world record that we had in Düsseldorf, because this over than 1 million people attending to the games. And it was a great show in the playing court as well, because the players and the teams, they have shown us a great show during this championship. Congratulations to everyone, congratulations to the organization, and let's see each other again when it's time to talk handball.
Ball across to Dylan Nahi, double in flight. Oh, what a start!
Into the net.
She does it again. Yes.
Magdeburg are the champions of Europe. Come up with something here.